You know the CZ Shadow 2, and you probably might know the world champion Eric Graufel. But what if I told you that the greatest competitive shooter of all time, the man who won 7 consecutive world championships, did not do it with a CZ? In this video, we are going to talk about the brand that dominated competitive shooting for over 2 decades. The brand that many call a clone. We're talking about the century-old story of Tanfoglio. Stick around to find out. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of Dennis at the Range. In this video we're going to discuss one of the most underrated brands, a brand that I haven't seen a lot when I was in the United States shooting. It's a brand that in any club that I participated in I didn't see, or at least I didn't know that I was looking at one. Tanfoglio is super known if you are in the community of competition shooting, but if you're outside you don't really have an idea of what the brand is. That was exactly me. We're gonna go over the story of Tanfoglio. We're gonna discuss a little bit more in depth this beautiful gun, the Tanfoglio Stock 3 Special and the Tanfoglio Stock, which were both new guns for 2025. And towards the end of the video, I'm going to compare it to the CZ Shadow 2 because as you can see, they look a little similar, but they're not exactly clones, and that's what I'm gonna talk about. As always, if you enjoy the content, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and comment down below your thoughts. Would you rather have a CZ or a Tanfoglio? These guns were provided to me by Armurerie Chassenaturepassion. They were kind enough to lend me these beautiful pieces of art, so thank you Chassenaturepassion for lending me these guns. And without further ado, let's begin with the story of Tanfoglio. The story of Tanfoglio is mainly divided in 3 eras. The first one is the component era. The second one is the export market and the Derringer era. And the third one is the modern era, which is the one that defines the brand that we have today, Tanfoglio. The component era started in the early 1900s and went all the way to 1960. The founder, Bartolo Tanfoglio, started the family's involvement in the early 1900s by manufacturing and assembling slide locks for local external hammer shotguns in Magno. In 1948, Bartolo's son, Giuseppe, with the Sabati family, formed the company SATA, S-A-T-A. It was until 1953 that SATA diversified its product line and started producing their first semi-automatic pistols, which were in caliber 6.35 and 22 long rifle. This led to the export and the Derringer era, which lasted from 1960 to 1992. In the late 1960s, Giuseppe closed SATA and formed Tanfoglio Giuseppe, which was focusing solely on handguns. In the 60s and the 70s, the company started focusing more on producing small semi-automatic pistols such as the Titan model, double-action revolvers, and multiple replicas of the Derringer pistol. All those products were primarily made for the United States market. And it was in 1992 that company closed due to specific changes in the United States market. This led to the modern era of Tanfoglio. In 1969, the current company was created, Fratelli Tanfoglio, which means Tanfoglio Brothers. This brand was founded by Giuseppe's children, which were Lino, Marilena, and Massimo, carrying the current family tradition. In the 80s, they were producing, as I mentioned before, revolvers and derringers, initially for the United States market, and then they introduced the TA-90. It was a model that was based on the CZ75 design because that design was super battle-proven and super reliable. This design became the major platform for their modern production. It was in 1986 that everything changed. The pivotal moment arrived when the company designed its dedicated pistol for IPSC competition. Once this competition part of the company started growing, they completely ditched the derringers and the revolvers and started focusing solely on doing semi-automatic pistols in larger calibers going from 9 to 45. These pistols created a huge legacy of champions in the sport. The brand has won multiple IPSC championships, including those dominated by Eric Graufel, and European championships. This means that the brand was cemented as one of the most reliable competition pistols in the world. The mid-2010s all the way to 2020 was the golden era for Tanfoglio regarding competitions. In this period of time, we had many champions from all around the world. The main categories that they focused in were standard and production. This is where Tanfoglio was the absolute king and they absolutely shined. Some very big names, and I think my favorite competitive shooter today, Ben Stoger, actually ran a Tanfoglio, and it was the gun that he won the 2017 World Championships in France with. Now, I did not know that. I know that today he shoots a 47 and he loves the Glock, which I love the Glocks too. JJ Racaza was also sponsored by Tanfoglio, another big name in the industry, and there he placed second in the World Championships of 2017 Open Division. Eric Graufel had an extensive long-term sponsorship with Tanfoglio, spanning much of his professional career. He won 7 consecutive World Championships with the brand. It was a very good relationship between him and the brand because Tanfoglio was making great guns for him and he was giving them great feedback. Along with Eric, Tanfoglio created the Extreme line, which was the most refined and the best guns you could have from the brand. This relationship ended in 2020 when Eric Graufel went to CZ. There were many reasons, but the main one was that CZ was going to invest heavily in the shooting range and academy that Eric today runs in Quimper, the EG CZ Academy. Let's dive a little deeper in the Stock family, which is the main line of guns from Tanfoglio. The Stock family dates to the 1990s, and it started with the original Stock, which was a CZ75 clone. There it was a clone, yes, and it evolved with the Stock 2, which had a bull barrel for production, and today the Stock 3, which added an accessory rail and a straight barrel for better balance. The thing that makes the Stock family of guns so special is that they were purpose-built for competition, more specifically production and standard. In the United States, Tanfoglio is imported by the Italian Firearms Group, which is based in Amarillo, Texas. Before that, like I mentioned with Ben Stoker, they were imported with the EAA brand, which was European American Armory. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Is this gun really a CZ75 clone, or there's a lot more to it? While the Stock gun, the first one being made by Tanfoglio, was a CZ75 clone, today there are a lot of differences and small nuances that go way beyond how they look. They have a different feel, a different grip. Things have changed throughout the years. I think that we can say that the CZ75 has become a platform, just like the AR-15 has become a platform. The AR-15 is a platform and there's a lot of manufacturers. Well, the CZ75 is such a reliable platform that today a lot of other brands started copying it. You might also know KMR, which I might do a video on it. If we compare today CZ to Tanfoglio, we would be comparing apples to oranges. While CZ is a huge multinational, multi-million-dollar group, Tanfoglio, on the other hand, is still a smaller company which has a lot less production capabilities and a lot less marketing. Today, I'm not saying that this gun is better than the other or vice versa. I'm just gonna explain the fact. Now, I talked a little bit about the gun, but let's dive much deeper and in detail of what this gun is and how it compares to the CZ. Here we have the 2 beautiful Tanfoglios. This is the regular Stock. This is the Stock 3 Special. In this video, since I'm comparing it to a CZ Shadow 2, I'm mostly gonna focus on the Stock 3 Special for 2 main reasons. The first one is there's an accessory rail, and the second one is that it's optics ready. Small differences of the Stock 3 and the Stock are mainly the front fiber optic, slide serrations, the fact that there's no accessory rail, and some other things such as the safety. Before we disassemble it, we have to talk about this new trigger. This was the trigger that came out in 2025, which is a double action, single action. If we compare this new trigger to the CZ Shadow 2, we see that this one has a flat face trigger compared to the round that the CZ has. Double action is around 7 to 8 pounds. And in double action, this gun does not have a spring that goes all the way down the grip. The spring for the Tanfoglio goes to right below the beaver tail. So it makes it different when it's in double action. Since it's gonna have less distance to compress, it's gonna be a double action trigger that has quite a strong pull, and then it reaches a wall, and once the wall is there, you keep on pressing harder and it breaks. We can see the gun is clear, go like that so you can see the hammer. So I start pulling, and then I hit a wall. Right here there's the wall, and then I break the wall. Okay, so that was double action. If we go in single action, we can see that we see a bit of take up right here. Short reset, it's quite crisp. This is 3 to 4 pounds. It breaks, and on the reset, right here. So it's quite a good trigger, but again, that double action part is wall, break. Let's go over it tip to butt now that we've seen the trigger. Let's disassemble it and go over everything in detail. If we look at the slide, we see that the front sight is not fiber optic. This is just like a regular front sight. And the reason behind that is because you want to put a red dot on this gun. This has the optics plate that we'll see right after, but it doesn't really matter if you don't have a fiber optic because the dot's gonna be there. On the front slide side serrations, we see that not many guns have these, and these are so good to rack the gun. This has made the gun so easy to rack when I'm just manipulating it. Just grab it like that, and like that slide is absolutely not going anywhere. I love those. And we have the beautiful Stock 3 marking. We have the optics plate. So this is what I was talking about. You don't really need to have that front fiber optic. If you have an optics plate, you can still adjust it for windage and elevation. So here we have the up and here we have the windage. So you have still quite good quality iron sights, even though it's not made for those. So that's the slide. We see that we have a 4.75 inch barrel, which is 120 millimeters. It's a CNC machine Lothar Walther polygonal rifle, quite a beautiful and accurate barrel. Here there's nothing to go over, simple guide rod. If we look into the frame now, from the front to the back, we have an accessory rail, just like the CZ Shadow 2. It has less weight in front than the CZ Shadow 2, so it's a bit more balanced. Beautiful Tanfoglio logo. This is where the slide release would be. Here we have the ambi safety, which we'll go over, but it's not the same as the CZ. This gun has a firing pin blocker, so it is drop safe, unlike the CZ that doesn't have it. These beautiful grips are the new G10, so Golf 10 grips from Tanfoglio. Again, you can take the screw out and change the grips to have thicker or thinner grip profile. You can see what it looks like from the side. This is what the magazines look like. So it is a 17 round mag. I've heard shooters complain that because this is not chrome, it's a bit harder to reload, but I don't have that experience, but that's what I heard. Now here we have the mighty CZ Shadow 2. The main difference is that CZ Shadow 2 has that fiber optic post, but it doesn't have those aggressive slide serrations, which I absolutely love on the Tanfo. This is what they look like side to side. Regarding the internals, this is what they look like. So now that we have seen the internals, we can look at what I was saying about the trigger. The CZ has a spring that goes all the way down the grip for the double action, compared to the Tanfoglios, which only goes to about here on the beaver tail. Now I'm no gunsmith and I don't really know these guns, so I'm not gonna fully disassemble them, but the double action trigger press is a lot more linear. So safety off, I'm just pulling and it's just linear, linear, linear. So very, very smooth double action. And now, once we compare it to this one, it's linear, linear, wall, and then like more, and then it breaks. Regarding single action, so quite good, no take up, and then on the CZ, let's break it, very smooth. A bit longer on the Tanfo, reset. I was talking also about the safety. Here on the CZ, it's quite hard to get to. Like I can get it, but it's not as crispy. On the Tanfo, the CZ is great. Like, you can hear it, it just snaps in place, and it's great to have the thumb rest. So I'm resting my thumb right here. So it's really good. Which one do I like more? Honestly, I'm split in between. It depends. The Stock 3 is a little less known, so it gives a bit more personality and it's a bit more unique. It is a gun that if you want to go hard on and fully compete with, you're gonna have to tweak and change a little bit. So change some springs or polish some parts. The CZ is a gun that can compete right out of the box. So that's something good for CZ. I do love the front slide serrations on the Tanfo that the CZ does not have, so it can slip. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. The safety is a lot better on the Tanfoglio. If you're a lawyer and a doctor that shoots like 50 rounds a month, then this is obviously going to be the gun for you. Honestly, they're both great guns. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you made it to the end, thanks again. As always, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Which one would you rather have? A big thanks to Armurerie Chassenaturepassion. I'll see you on the next one. Dennis, out.